Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Tales of the Skytorn here at Player Hater Gaming. We thank you all for being here, and I know I'm just excited to be a GM in this campaign because the table that surrounds me on this virtual tabletop is a lot of fun, and they definitely challenge me as a storyteller and as a writer. They do a lot of good work.
We just find the ways to make chaos in order to make his life a living hell afterwards, and where he just wishes sometimes to bash my head specifically into a wall.
Specifically, yes, you are not wrong. It's definitely only you and only ever you. No, I'm kidding. It's all of you. All of you are just
I
shenanigan
just make you
monsters.
rethink every
Is all you
mechanic
are.
ever.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
we
like
do try to
because
break the mechanics.
you'll make a lot of good points, and I hate you that the fact you know how to argue well.
At least you're
Anyways,
honest about it.
before we dig into tonight's episode, we do have a couple of quick announcements to make. If you enjoy everything we do here, my largest thing is that please go check out our other campaign that we host on Sundays with the Twisted Perceptions campaign. It's incredible. We are currently on a bit of the GM Ford is doing a bit of a side story as we wait for one of the main members to heal up. They had a bit of an accident, but they're doing very well. We have a lot of good news we wish to deliver, but at the same time, we want to make sure our private lives stay private. So, all the thoughts and prayers for our individual, we thank you for them. They are recovering well and should be returning here for too long. So, I'm getting excited for that. Beyond that, if you enjoy learning D&D, playing tabletop games, but maybe more of a text-based thing is your particular cup of tea, or that's just all you have time for, there's a fantastic server we do have, and I will pass that to David for him to handle that. David.
That is a Shirma, which is based off of our Sunday stream. So, if you, like Brennan said, you want to learn, you want to play, you want to just get your hands into the pots, by all means, join us. The link is actually now in the chat. And have fun, go wild. Maybe I'll actually make a one shot and you can be part of it. And I will offer no promises in case your character dies. It is not my fault. It's just the way that the bot wants to roll. But yeah, have fun, enjoy.
Thank you so very much. We do have a secondary Discord that we use mostly just for announcements, just talking about life or sharing memes. That is our plain player hater gaming Discord. Feel free to check that out if you just want a place to chill. Beyond that, a huge announcement I do have is our Patreon is running full steam ahead. All of our tiers have content ready to go. It was released this Friday, and after talking with the Patreon team for some time, we all kind of settled on the first Friday of every month would be when we upload our content for the month, save for the campaign that Mr. Rot runs, where here he plays the doctor on alternating Tuesdays. He is my game master for a fun group of individuals. It will be kind of an audio only campaign, but it certainly is a lot of fun. We will upload that bi-weekly as we have the episodes and get them edited for your listening pleasures. Almost a viewing pleasure. I would have had that wrong.
I do want to encourage those who have not seen it yet. This next coming session will be something to watch.
Oh my goodness, I can only imagine. Let's see here. Beyond that, for the Patreon, I will just take a minute to talk about that. Each of our tiers, we have some interesting things that we do. The lowest tier does get you a homebrew item, and as you move up through the three tiers we do have, once you get to the top end, you have what I think is the greatest asset to any GM, DM, storyteller, whatever role you're in for that. We have a complete one shot. I mean, it is everything you need from an outline, kind of like a play-by-play for the coach of like a football team. We have maps for you. We have monsters. We have incentives. It's just a lot of great things that we give you to where if like many D&D games, if you get that call at 5 minutes till, hey man, I can't make it. And it's like, well, what do? We kind of need him to be here. Well, bam, you got a one shot ready to go. Everybody can still come play and have fun. And to me, that's just like the greatest thing we have on our Patreon because it's just so essentially helpful. Beyond from that, I think that is everything besides check out our socials. We have a lot of fun things there as well. I think that is it, unless there's anything else to make an announcement of.
Nope, not that I could think of.
Okay. I heard rumors there might have been a birthday coming up soon, but I won't say anything about it. You know who you are. but I'll keep it quiet. But that wraps up the announcements. Let's go ahead and dig into tonight's episode. And while I'm doing that recap, if you see on the screen here, some of our players are lacking in help dice. Now, please remember, they can only hold 3 total. So if you see that number is not a 3, feel free to donate. And then I will close it once the recap ends, and I will get it all updated at that point in time. So if you have those juicy channel points to spend, feel free to do so. Let's get into it. Over the last episode, we all tuned in and paid attention as some interesting things happened aboard the ship. There were some dreams, there were some shenanigans, and there were some conversations. As the doctor was just trying to gain a bit of insight, would be the best way to put it, about who would be their, I guess I wouldn't really say boss, more like just individually be working with aboard this vessel. They unfortunately stirred a bit of a pot with those he chose to try and play some cards with, taking upon himself to ensure that he didn't get any crazy recourse from that bit of an interaction. He decided to see the captain himself after some discussion. Through that intense conversation, the doctor was confined to just the infirmary quarters, while Eva and Red were having conversations about shared dreams, it seemed. And Drakix doing everything in his power to make sure him and those he brought with him blended in, didn't make too much noise, which unfortunately he can't control everybody.
No. He's trying.
He's
trying.
definitely trying. He is
No.
putting in great efforts to make sure the crew, essentially, that he brought to here would be of asset so they could maintain their disguise. I do believe that Eva and Red did notice who they believe to be the 2 political figures from Riz over the top of the ship.
That is
Mhm.
correct.
I can already. You guys can't see it, but I'm shaking my head off to the right here as I look at the chat we have for the table here, and it's just sea shanties just going on.
I
I'm
don't know what
sure
you're talking about.
maybe I will
Mhm.
gently sing them as background noise until I can get our music bot working properly. But until then, we were.
I mean, you have a bard. I'm just saying.
I know. Put you to use. Just have you slowly sing softly in the background. I'll turn your music down. Let's see here. Trying to recall exactly. Did we leave off on a long rest? We're about to roll into one. I don't recall exactly.
Red is taking up watch. Eva is going to bed, which means it's about midday, like late
Yeah.
morning. So everyone else would just be starting their.
That's right, because it was early in the day when the doctor was confined to his punishment.
Uh-huh.
They were. That's
get out
right,
of the way
because
quickly.
they had barely been there 24 hours. That's right. Hadn't even the first full day of being on the Cloud Ocean yet, and you're like, let's do this.
Yep.
We'll do it. We'll do it live.
I have my reasons.
Very well. So let's start with Miss Red.
Mhm.
As you are just taking up watch, go ahead and give me your perception check for the day, please.
All right.
And thank you.
And be a 21.
21. That is fantastic.
Mhm.
You get up there, you relieve the individual who you had not seen yet. You had not met this person. But there was a male figure up there, kind of like shaggy brown hair, loose clothing, something you would expect for someone who has been on the Cloud Ocean for some time. He kind of sees you and nods and heads back down. He as you get up there and you're looking around, you do still see those two dignitary type figures just kind of carousing the top of the deck. Sometimes they'll be towards the front, sometimes they'll move to the back, but in general, they just seem to be out and about. I would say with a 21, you do notice that they, interesting to you, they do tend to stick close to the railing, almost as if they just seem to gravitate towards it. The area around you, however, is
Mm-hmm.
bright. It's a beautiful day. Doesn't seem to be much problems with the cloud ocean in front of you. And again, just as you're looking here, it is incredibly beautiful. It's like looking over just this rolling white foam. This off in the distance, sometimes there's like pockets of higher clouds, a bit like the big fluffy ones we're used to seeing. But in general, it's just this consistent rolling white water almost. Like it still has like that fog consistency, but it is just a sight to behold. And you can see the two ships each side of you, both just flanked, ever vigilant. You're watching, you can see the gun ports are open. You cannot see the cannons within them, but they are open and ready. They have their sails fully out. I mean, it is all speed ahead. They are getting it today, it seems.
Okay. She's gonna kind of keep an eye on the dignitaries, like half an eye, and
Okay.
the rest on the cloud ocean.
Okay. I would say I'll get back to you because yours will be throughout the span of the day. So I'll just
Got
like
it.
check back in with you as it goes along for the day.
All right. Got it.
Got it. Jackix, what are you up to? You've had breakfast. You've had that fun conversation with the like you didn't really take place obviously, but you were up there when the captain was having the conversation with Doctor.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the day?
He is probably keeping himself busy while listening out for any kind of conversation from the crew.
Okay.
Helping with the sails and making sure the rigging's right.
Easy enough for someone of your background to do. You come in quite handy and you make yourself. It's easy for you because you're not trying to play the role of being a deckhand. You've done this job. So you're able to, even though there may be a couple of rumors here and there about the confrontations over a card game early this morning, through your own works and bit of charismatic conversation you're able to kind of quell it a bit, smooth it over. And actually, you know what? Give me just a general charisma check. And I'll say because of your background, you can have advantage.
Sweet. Not so sweet. What the That's an 11.
11?
I hit just above average.
It takes a good bit of the day. You put in a little extra work. You're definitely getting sore throughout as the day goes along. And
yeah.
you're able to smooth it over for the most part. You get most of the crew not wanting to keep their eyes peeled and look out in case they get shanked in the back from the Doctor, which seems to be the general theme now.
That, sadly enough, that tracks. It's that beak. It's the beak.
Apparently that's all it is.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Also, throughout the day, he would realize that the dignitaries are on the deck, right?
Absolutely, you see them as well.
He would try to like work on their side like half the day, then go into the other side. Try to be like completely like I'm just doing what I need to, making sure everything's right. Not lingering, but still paying attention to whenever he stands near them.
Make a perception check for me.
I need to change my dice. That's a
Um,
10.
You pick up on some of the conversation, just bits here and there. Most of it just seems to be kind of, to you, useless small talk. Just talking about, it was nice to get out.
Mm-hmm.
This place is beautiful. Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing juicy for the old Dragonborn ears, unfortunately.
It's okay. It's okay. It just means the fact that I need to change dice because the dice I'm currently using need to apparently
Maybe get
need to go
rectified.
on a vacation.
Okay. And Miss Eva, do you go straight to bed? Do you stay up for a bit?
Probably at least going below decks pretty quickly.
Okay.
Gonna find her, well, a corner.
Right. And I would say throughout this time, the four of you kind of like carved out a little piece just for you guys. You kind of notice that there is like, that's kind of how it's set up down here. You can see there may be like one or two unused bunks, and they're just left unused, completely barren. And you can see there's like areas where either various crews or teams or even just friends have kind of like holed up in other pockets of this place.
And I'm sure my antics had nothing to influence this.
Nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? But yeah, since she just did her 12-hour, then she's gonna try and crash.
Okay. You zonk out.
I owe you a roll.
You do, and I will get back to you when you send that to me. Doctor,
Yes.
what do you do with your time today?
Well, it depends on how Standard interacts with me when I come back.
Well,
Because I have two options in my head I can go with.
true.
We can continue trying to distill that herb, or if Standard doesn't want to at this moment, I can just go with the idea of using an identify spell and start working on copying down ascending spell.
Okay. I will say that eventually Standard does return.
Mhm.
And he kind of like, he comes in, closes the door, and just goes, ooh. Oof. Certainly know how to make yourself known, don't you?
Only to my benefit.
You say
Be
so.
surprised. You'd be surprised how often people find people like me curious enough to talk to you. Learn a lot of things about people that way.
Certainly looked the part.
Do you wish to continue where we left off, or do you have other business to take care of?
And you hear as the door locks.
I understand.
I am most intrigued to work with such a specimen as this plant.
My alchemy set should still be on the table where we left it.
Well, actually, he did push it aside for a moment, so you see him as he kind of like moves a curtain back and starts setting it back up properly. Like, it just kind of like not like haphazardly, just like shoved, but definitely like scooted a good bit off to the side. So he
and I'll be
starts
setting out the flask,
getting it back out.
getting all ready to go.
Yeah.
Are there any
And
checks you want me to make?
what are you? I know what Standard wants to do. What are you attempting to get out of this?
More herbal knowledge and distilling herbal medicine into healing potions.
Okay, make me a nature check.
Nature, got you.
And he is going to make his own.
That is a natural 20 for 25.
Well, it definitely cancels out his 5 that he rolled. So nothing gets broken, burnt, or lost. That's good.
I'm very good with my alchemy sets.
So as you get through this process, you begin having thoughts, especially like working with various other things, you begin to think, maybe if we apply heat in this manner, or rapidly cool it at this point in time, or we do this mixture to assist in balancing it out, you begin to understand how you can extract the healing part of this plant with less intense hallucinogenic effects. It's not perfected by any means, but it certainly gives the consumer of this a better chance of not going mindless when they drink it.
Okay.
And that will take
So-
up the rest of your day.
Yes, it will. Would this heal someone potentially?
Yeah. I would say with a natural 20, I will. What's a regular healing potion? 2d4 plus 2?
Plus 2.
Yep.
So, and then the next one's 44.
Yes.
So we'll go
44
in the
plus
middle. I'll
4.
say you made one homemade healing potion
Okay.
for just a flat 3d4.
3d4. Got
Yeah.
it. I will add that as a custom item to my other possessions.
Perfect. Eva, what'd you get?
That's a 2, good sir.
No,
Oof.
no.
Okay.
You're still holding Red's egg or Red's thing, right?
Did you give it to her before you went up?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Okay. Eva, as sleep takes you, it's odd, honestly. Normally, you takes a bit. You're not sure if maybe it's because you're just finally exhausted enough, especially here on a vessel such as this, on the open cloud ocean. Your body just, you're not sure if you just gave up or it was comfortable enough, but it just takes you almost immediately. The moment your head hits the pillow, you are out. But there's almost seems to be, to your perspective, zero in between time. As the moment you fall asleep, you are jolted into consciousness. You look around and you're on the ship still. And the ship is completely empty. There's items, there's gear, there's blankets, there's pillows, there's everybody's things. There's the poker table over in the corner, but that's just a little box with cards on it, but there are no people. What do you do?
We're gonna get up and see if we can make our way topside.
Okay. You stand up, and as you do, gravity is strange. It almost feels like it's lessened, then more intense. And it just seems to wax and wane in this, just this back and forth. I'm like a metronome, just click, 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 light, heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy. Like it's trying to like correct itself almost. And it takes you just a few moments as you actually kind of reach out and grab a bed and hold yourself steady. You begin moving forward. And when one of these intense waves hits, and you can feel the weight on your shoulders, it almost takes you to a knee before you look down at the ground for a second and blink to gather yourself, and then you look back up, and there are individuals once again. But something's wrong with them. Make a perception check for me.
11.
As you look around, what's the most noticeable thing is that all of them almost seem like translucent. They are see-through, as if you would be familiar with the spell like Silent Image or Minor Image, things like that. It's like someone's apparating this projection of a person, but it's incredibly well crafted. They have clothes. Their clothes have folds and wrinkles. Their faces are angular with these kind of almond shaped eyes and these pointed tipped ears that are longer than anyone you've seen. Their hair long, and they just seem to be fulfilling the roles you would expect the ship to have. You can see two or three of them playing cards. You can see one of them asleep on the side. And you see some just walking around. But none of them seem to notice you.
Can I try and reach out to like try and touch one of them, even though I know that I can see through them?
Absolutely. As you reach out to touch one of them, you can see it responds. Your hand moves through it, but it looks like its head snaps unnaturally fast. And then its eyes look to you, and like its eyes widen. And it begins to look around like, can you? And then as they say it, the voice echoes endlessly in these just consistent whispers. Like, can you, can you, can you? And this fades off. Can you see me? Me.
I just give a nod.
Wow. And then you kind of
Don't know.
make an insight check for me.
17?
You begin to watch what you believe to be kind of like the emergence of consciousness. As if someone, because you have the charm spell,
Mm-hmm.
and you've seen what it looks like when you cast this spell and begin to kind of change the behaviors of someone a little bit. And then that spell begins to fade and they become themselves again. It's almost like that. Like through your contact and through you being seen, you are causing an effect to fade and their perceptions and consciousness to widen once again. And just this horrible look begins to overtake their form. Just this recognition of where what's going on? Why am I here? No, I should be with my family. What is this place? And you can just see like these cracks begin to form over its body. What do you do?
Man is having an existential crisis over here. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna hold and see what happens.
Okay. As he begins to, what languages do you know?
Common and Elvish.
He begins to speak in Elvish, a language you learned because you thought it would be fun, because it is essentially a dead language for the most part. It's not commonly spoken, but he begins to just fluently, erratically speak in this language, questioning, where are they? Why are they there? What happened? They should be asleep. Where's my family? And then it begins to get a bit accusive. How did I get here? You brought me here. Why did you do this to me? What have you done? Answer me. And starts getting aggressive.
I will drop the disguise self
Okay.
and in Elvish reply, I don't know how I got here any more than you do.
Hmm. You're technically not lying. Make a persuasion check.
Copy that. Natural 20 for 27.
Jesus, people. As you do this and you say these words, there is that recognition in the language, and they begin to calm ever so slightly, and they actually, like, for a ghost or a projection or arcane illusion, whatever this thing is, they take a seat, like they just sit on one of the end of the bunks, and they just start just eyes wide staring forward, just consistently repeating, why am I not asleep? Why am I aware? What happened? Where am I? And that just repeats over, over, over and over again.
If I take my hand away, does it change anything?
Nothing changes, but your hand just, that the warmth returns to it essentially. Like the whole time you were
okay.
holding it, it felt like it was, I wouldn't say draining you, but definitely it was a cold touch.
So they're kind of just stuck in their head, kind of just
Yes.
trying to figure out what's going on,
Yes.
basically. Okay. I still want to try and go to the top deck if I can see what's around.
Sure. You head up to the next level of ship where all the cargo is, and you see a couple of the same figures, but these ones are just like floating. Not very high, just a couple inches off the ground, but shoulders slumped, heads hung, just kind of floating in their space. As you continue on upstairs, you open the door to be on the top of the deck. And as you do, there is an entire scene transition as you see a horribly familiar sight before you. The ship deck is scattered with bodies. Above and just beyond your limited vision, where there's smoke and fire, you see a large ship with a very familiar sail.
Just to be clear, this ship is not in any way similar to the Reese ship that we are on, correct?
It was until you came on topside.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, no, the
That
bunk
makes
area
sense.
and the cargo area matched the ship heading to Reese. When you
Right.
pushed through the threshold to the top of the
Then
deck,
it swapped.
you were back on that other ship.
What about, can I see the attacking vessel at all?
You do.
Does that have anything I recognize?
It is burned into your memory, this ship and this day. As you see the figure holding that wretched spear run through your late husband
Mm.
and holding him above the ground. But something different happens this time. This individual looks at you and acknowledges you. Normally, you just replay this memory and you wake in a cold sweat. Something's different this time. And his head kind of cocks a bit to the side, and the slightest of smile pulls at the corner of his lips, that one slightly elongated fang poking out. Oh, that just ain't interesting. and they drop the lifeless body of your husband onto the deck of the ship, pulling the spear from it. And they begin to walk towards you.
Dissonant whispers. I'm gonna try and cast if I can.
Sure. What's the components for that? Verbal, somatic?
Verbal.
Verbal. As you begin to shout the words, just as the first bit of vocals begins to come out, there is this incredibly high-pitched avian-like screech. And you look up to the source and you see this massive bird just diving for the ship. Flames wreathed over most of its form, looking at the tips and up through the medium of the feathers as it crashes into the ship and essentially through the dream. And you find yourself wrapped in flame and smoke. But you're not afraid. You're comforted. You feel safe. And before the darkness fully takes you, this scent of cinnamon overtakes your senses before you fall unconscious.
Darn. Okay.
Red is always watching over you.
Brackets.
I know.
Hmm.
It's adorable.
Brackets. I would say about halfway to 3/4 way through your day, you find yourself below decks, probably also checking cargo and things like that. I know you were interested in that. I just wanted to see if you were still like interested or you gave up yet.
No. He has not given up yet.
Okay,
It'll take a while for him to give up. Okay.
Okay. I changed dice. Let's go.
Listen, I went to physical dice, and I have about 5-6 different sets next to me. So,
all right,
we will go through all of them tonight if need be.
I've already changed twice.
That's an 11.
11. Okay. As you are walking through, you see again, everything on here is for the most part seems to be standard things. Some of them you can easily open and look inside of. It's like cloth, other textiles like that. Some of it's just raw materials, like probably wood that they probably can't get too commonly in Rees. Some of it is a lot of salted meats. Like a good couple of it is that. You would imagine there's probably something rare about the stock grown and taken care of on the Wingata Island, specifically the Sirwich Fields. It's the half of the ship cargo that bothers you. Those perfectly sealed boxes with no metalwork, no nails to them whatsoever, almost as if the wood itself was either just immaculately carved or somehow welded together to make it pretty much jointless. There's still sharp corners at the edges. It is a cube shape. Again, probably 6 or 7 feet tall, each of them. As you walk past them, is there anything particular you like to try and discern, find?
He's going to look to see if there's any other markings outside of the ones from Wingata. Like,
Okay.
he figures that if somebody would have made them. All right. Let me see. Fuck. Okay.
I know. I'm just the worst.
That is a natural 19.
Ooh, buddy.
Because I get a +0.
Very, very nice. So with shit, you my notes. DC 19 to 21. Okay. So what you notice about these is as you're inspecting them, you see along the entire box for just a brief moment, probably about anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds, you watch as almost every inch of it is covered in this glowing, burning, sickly green scripture. It's just, what language do you know?
Draconic.
That's it?
Telepathy. The Draconic.
Got it. You do not recognize the script, but it is over the entirety of the box. Probably about 1-inch characters.
Would it be enough for me to jot down some of the symbols? Even though
you could
he
get a
may
few of them.
not.
Yeah, especially with the 19. You could get a few of them. But it's almost like it starts in one corner and spans outward and ends at the exact opposite diagonal corner.
Okay.
Almost like how, like, when you get goosebumps, it starts at your neck, goes on your arms, and fades. Similar to that. It just crosses across and fades.
Okay. With that,
I will say also with the 19, you do notice that this is not arcanely. The wood itself is not arcane in its construction or its supposed apparent forms of combining. You actually do look close enough, and using the kind of that dragonborn thumbnail of yours, you're able to find very, very minor imperfections. And you can see that this is just the wood itself was carved to fit into another piece, and then wedges were hammered in place of nails.
Okay.
So it's a lot of a lot of dovetails and things like that when it comes to the woodworking construction. It's still immaculately made. It took you a while to get over this, but you do find that.
Having that and knowing all of that, he would go to the dock.
Okay.
Because wood and nature and everything else, and figure maybe he can help out. If not, he's gonna go to Red.
Okay. So you head down to the infirmary.
Yep.
The door is locked.
He knocks.
Okay. Doctor, as you are in the midst of distilling this illicit plant for medicinal purposes, you hear a knock at the door.
Okay.
Standard kind of looks, shit, did someone really get hurt already?
And
Standard
that moment,
well, he whispered
he just says,
to Doc.
Yeah, no, I know. At that moment, regardless, he would just goes, Doc, it's me. I have a question for you.
When he says this, and I recognize it's Drac, I'll look to Standard. Don't bother hiding this. He knows about it.
Oh, okay then. Just be quick.
I will. And I will unlock the door, open it, standing in the doorway to make sure he, partially open it, but in the doorway,
Yeah, okay. So, Dracax, as you are standing there, you hear the door unlock, and as it begins to creep open, you first just see the telltale beak of the doctor's mask begin to poke through before his form, not very imposingly, is trying to impose the blockage of the door.
The first thing he does is just says, "You could really take out an eye with that."
Then don't get too close.
And secondly,
if you would have said I already have, I would have lost it.
Yeah, I agree. At that point, he also takes out the paper and hands it over to him. He's like, "Do you recognize those?"
Do I recognize this?
What languages do you know?
Celestial, Nosh, and Common.
You do not.
I look down at them. Not any language I know how to read, at least.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Everything in me screams that this is just those lit up on those boxes that look to be completely made out of wood with nothing in there.
Well, I believe it's Red Shift right now, so you can try asking her.
That is the plan.
I'm afraid I'm confined here for now.
I know. I was there. Please do not cause another incident. Trying to get you back on board when you've been thrown overboard will be a nightmare.
I will try not to.
All right. He's gonna take the paper and he's just gonna look at him, just nod, but in his head, just like, be careful. My instincts are really telling me that there's a storm coming soon enough.
I've replied mentally to this, right?
No, you cannot. Telepathy is sadly enough one way. That's
Damn. Okay. The doctor will just nod his head and shut the door then.
Okay.
yeah. He's gonna go topside.
Okay.
Paper in his pocket, and he's gonna go up to the crow's nest in order to see Red.
Okay. You crawl up a familiar ladder. Not on this ship, but you've been to a plenty of crow's nests. Not
He just looks like a
this high.
freaking gator. It's like anybody looking at him, it's just like,
There's
how the
definitely,
fuck is this?
definitely one guy like kind of over here at the very, very end of your earshot. 2 copper, he falls.
I wish I was there to say bet.
You know, it's like he's tempted. He would be so tempted to do it, but then he would end up flying down instead and just goes, what about falling? Just for the hell of it. But he's just like, no, it's not worth it. He just continues going up.
Okay. You get up there, Red, as you are looking around, eagle eye, keen looking. You hear thud, 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 thud. Starts soft, but slowly grows in volume as the crow's nest kind of doesn't shake, but you can just feel a
Movement.
disturbance.
It tilts a little bit.
She'll look over the edge to see who it is.
And you see Drakik's hulking dragonborn form just thud, 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 climbing up the ladder.
And this is an interesting sight.
Hell, you did miss it down in the actual cave if you really think about it. I mean, in the tunnel if you think about it.
Mm.
But anyway, and he finally gets up and he sits down right by the railing and he holds out paper in his hand, holding it tight because winds would be a little bit stronger up here.
Oh, yeah.
I checked out those containers. Again,
Right.
the ones that there are some imperfections, but it's very, very light. And they're no nails, but wedges thrown into the mix. But it did light up for a moment. And I got these symbols from what I saw off of the edge. And he holds out the paper for her to take.
She will take it, and she speaks Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Celestial.
Okay. You do recognize it.
Thank God.
Oh.
It is Elvish.
Oh, this is interesting. This is a dead language. It's
Lovely.
written in Elvish.
I know I didn't get much, but do you know kind of what it says?
I speak Elvish, darling. Of course I do.
No, I'm referring to the fact that there's not much on there, so can you actually understand what I have written and make sense of it? It's only a couple of symbols that I was able to grab.
What does she pick up?
Make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, jeez. Really?
Yes,
Okay,
really?
hold on.
Sass me with disadvantage now. No, I'm kidding.
Didn't matter. She got an 11.
An 11? Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at this, it's less, it is worse, don't get me wrong. But the structure is interesting. It's almost like you're looking at a piece of a bigger word. Like you have letters, but not enough to make a cohesive word. Like, if I had to make a guess here, like, sorcerers, SORCERER, you have like
Mhm.
a C, an E, and like an S. Like, you have letters, but not enough to make a word. They should make a word.
Mm. It would be easier to understand this if I saw the whole thing. How did you say you saw this?
As I was checking over the actual crates,
Mhm.
those that take up half of the space that look like just a piece of wood, a cube made out of wood on the, and he would say like whichever corner, like as you were looking at it,
Yeah.
it lit up very lightly,
Mm.
and it goes from that corner around to the opposite corner.
I will say, since you did roll so high on a 19, you would be able to describe that moment that it was lit up. It almost looked like it should have left a burn mark or a burn after effect, like a flash paper on the wood, but the
Mhm.
wood remained untouched.
Mm-hmm.
Does she recognize any of this kind of magic?
I mean, there's all kinds of magics that could be done. What the most interesting part is that the fact it is in Elvish. That language is not used. Like, if you speak Elvish fluently, it's
Mhm.
because you had too much free time on your hands, or it's basically used as a status symbol. Kind of like, oh, I speak Latin. Oh, that's so cool. That's the effect it is to this world. Oh, I speak Elvish. Oh,
Hmm.
that's interesting. Wow, you know the language of
I'm
the
just
elves.
I'm just telling you now, Latin is no longer a status symbol because I did it for 3 years and they
Well,
said, "What the fuck are you doing with your
You
life?"
know what I mean. You know
It's
where I
so
was
common
going
to
with
learn
this.
Latin nowadays.
Yes.
Well, hmm. This could mean one of two things: either status, which makes sense, or something weird is going on. Well, also makes sense. Hmm.
Well, as I was once on a ship that was attacked and sunk, and managed to survive, weird things at this point in time are pretty much my bread and butter. My instincts tell me something is wrong. I already asked the doctor and I made him aware that to be careful.
Well, perhaps after my shift, I should see if I could watch the box for a while. Did you do anything to the box, or did it just happen out of nowhere?
That is actually a good question.
It just happened.
Okay.
There wasn't anything specific you were doing during your investigation check that you believe it would have
Mhm.
triggered it.
Mm.
Okay.
Bears further looking into.
I'd rather be told that it's nothing and I'm just being paranoid instead of it being something and we're caught unprepared.
You're not the only one there.
At that point, she like looking over the railing up forward. He just kind of like she sees his eyes like gloss over for a second before they come back, and he just goes, "Yeah, um, I'll leave you to your watch. I'm gonna head back and try to make myself known and do the work that's needed in order to keep them off you and everybody else's back." And probably break my back in the process in order to make everybody realize the doctor is not as harmful as he may appear.
Well, mm, good luck with all that.
Thanks. And he starts to head back, and he's just more like sliding down than actually just like climbing down again.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check.
Eventually, he is just going to jump off of the damn thing and just glide the rest of the way.
Mm.
Are you just going to glide down or are you going to slide down? What's it going to be?
No, he's going to glide down.
Okay. So you get back on the ladder and you start looking at it like, to hell with this. And you just push off.
Yep.
And you can see those two individuals that were just kind of watching you for a moment. Kind of their faces like, well, it just happened. What do we do? And then you bamf the wings.
Oh yeah. He
Okay.
definitely bamps the wings.
You spread your wings out. Those large draconic wings just erupting out of nowhere as you take yourself down to the ground level.
He's gonna stand in front of them. He's just gonna go hold his hand out. I believe that you owe 2 copper.
You see one look together and slap my chest. Well played, them, man. That was good. Oh, right. That's fucking he cheated, anyways. I don't care. It was hilarious. Fine. And he takes a moment. He finds a copper. He's like, there's one, and hang on. And he feels down in his boot. Oh, there we go. There you go. Finds 2
He just
copper.
takes it both and just goes, next time, don't bet on somebody actually falling. And he just puts it away and he just starts to get to work immediately.
All right. As for that, unless there's anything else anybody wants to accomplish, we can wrap up this day. And I'm going to get a day tracker going.
Great, we have a day tracker now.
You do, yes.
Start of day 3.
We're about to start day 3. That's correct. Now, we don't have to do every day, day by day, unless you all want to. It's completely up to you. We can definitely handle this as you all see fit. There are some things I do. There are some story notes I want to hit, which we're going to hit.
No. Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with us kind of like skipping days as needed.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you just need for general information what the doctor's doing, either distilling more of that herb or doing what we discussed with the Sunning Stone.
Okay.
And I can just give you checks as needed.
A couple of dice on my probability table.
I was gonna say, you tell me how many days ahead we're skipping, and I'll give you as many rolls.
Right.
I will say that at some point throughout all that, he would probably end up passing out during, because he'd be taking different shifts in order to kind of keep an eye on things. So one of those days, his sleep cycle is just going to match Ava's.
All right. We are going to do the next day because the probability table has things come up. As the third day comes to pass, obviously all you enjoy a long rest. And I would say at this point, Red, you will be relieved by Eva in the middle of the night.
Right.
Then right around dawn, Eva, give me a perception check.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not bad. 23.
23. As the sun is beginning to come up, false dawn has passed. It is true dawn now. It is looking like it's going to be another bright, beautiful, incredible day. Off in the distance, coming towards you with the sun behind it. It makes it kind of hard to see, but you spot it out. You can see what looks to be a smaller, fast-moving vessel. I mean, it's even smaller than the 2 ships flanking this large galleon. It is a very small ship and it is moving fast in your direction.
I am going to pull out my my flute, because I have a pan flute.
Okay.
And I'm basically going to use it to make a whistle to try and attract the captain's attention.
Okay. And easy to do. There's no need for a roll or a check. You certainly have the lung power required to make such a note. And you just grab and just blow and makes the note. The captain kind of looks up and sees you.
And I'll point out the direction.
Just yells, "What do you see?"
Point out the direction that this ship is coming from.
And he
Small
looks,
cruiser, coming in quick.
He looks and sees squint his eyes, and then he hands off the helm to Elgar. Elgar takes the wheel and Captain grabs this scope-like device, spyglass, and you see him be like his half Goliath form just moving towards the railing before he takes it out and looks. He's gonna take a peek. See. Yeah, that'll do. Jesus. Thank you, spyglass. He looks, and then you see him just kind of wave to you dismissingly, but with a thumbs up as well at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts shouting orders around, and you can make out, like, prepare for vessel, incoming, friendly. Those are kind of the words you pick up on as he's just shouting to the crew, and their Dracix, you are up a bit early today, and you're moving around quickly, just getting ready. Like, sails are going up, gun ports are getting ready, even though he said friendly. And you also can hear other individuals on each side of the deck yelling to the sister ships flanking them, like yelling the same commands, just repeating them over a human voice, essentially.
Honestly, I would probably imagine that like he had that feeling that a ship was coming before anything else because of his prior training and everything. So like he was already up, like half asleep and everything. Then even like as he was walking up, he heard the whistle
You
from the
hear the
crow's
whistle,
nest, and he
absolutely.
just like
Take off, dead sprint.
even if it was like all automatic, he's just like immediately up, walking around, like working. If anybody would have seen him, they would have seen like eyes half lidded, dazed, just like, huh? What's going on? But he's just like,
But the body is going.
Body is going.
Okay,
Everything is working.
I take it. It's awesome. After about, from this distance you see it still takes some time to get there. After about 10 to 15 minutes of watching this vessel, Eva, you can see it comes up, and it's going to look, it's going to just pierce right through the right ship, and then obviously the right side of your ship, like right between them. And it just rolls right up, comes to not a stop, but you can see it begins to slow down. And you can watch as they get close. You can see, like, Dracix, you begin now to realize what this is. This is like a on the fly crew and mail transfer, essentially.
Lovely. Okay.
Like, you get over there, you can see those individuals that are hanging off the edge with their hands extended, and they're just passing off bags, what looks to be just rolled up parchment.
Okay.
You actually see another, like, you see like two individuals like hook grappling hooks and come aboard, and they begin immediately conversing with Elgar. And you see is like one individual talks to Elgar real quick, then he just runs and dives onto the passing ship. To you, this is a common occurrence. This is to where they're coming through. They're like pretty much a long distance mail service. Sometimes there is crew switch off because maybe they feel like they got a bad deal. They want to switch to a bigger ship, things like that. Bigger ship, bigger pay.
Yeah.
So there's a quick transference of a couple of crew members, probably about half a dozen like thick satchel bags, and then it's on its way almost as quickly as it came. Eva, you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Kind of just looking between the ship and the captain and the ship
and
the captain, like, what the hell is going on up there? Do I need to do anything?
What do I do? But just as quickly as the hecticness seemed to happen, it's gone. And you can see there's two individuals just having a conversation with Elgar while bags are taken up to the captain.
Back to watching over the ocean, I guess.
After a few minutes, Elgar does call you down, Eva.
Spider climb my way down the mast, go meet him.
Blatantly, or are you going to like use a ladder, but just still use spider climb?
No, I'm still gonna use the ladder, but
Okay.
spider climb make sure I don't fall.
Sure, if you were just going for it, or
Not yet. We're getting there. Not yet.
All right.
No, she just want to make sure she don't fall. If anything,
Nah, she got Drac on deck. She got nothing to worry about.
listen, it's windy up there. Okay, you don't know.
He's rusted. He has his wings back.
That's true. That's true.
Just getting some names real quick. As you get down there, Eva, Elgar just kind of motions towards the two individuals that you just saw come over. Well, got good news for you. He'll point to the two individuals there. Looks like you'll be having a few more eyes on the nest rotation. Sure you won't mind a bit of a longer break between shifts.
Sounds good, first mate.
Since they just got here, he just kind of picks one. You, get up. And you see he's just like, and he just starts climbing. Man just got here. Already got assigned to a job.
Hey man, can't slack around this ship.
That's right. But beyond that, we'll take it maybe a week at a time. That'll get me to the story points I want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So before
Now,
I begin intertwining things, go ahead.
A week here is 10
days.
Okay.
That's correct. So the first week, obviously, is only going to be 7 because you are already 3 days in.
Right.
So is there anything the four of you wish to accomplish together or individually over the next 7 days?
Unless anyone comes to the doctor, since he can't go to them.
That's a good point. Let's roll on our table of probability.
Poor doctor.
Anybody?
The
Does
brig.
anybody get hurt, sick, dismembered? Who knows?
Oh God, that's not.
Okay, I'll
Dismembered, I might not be able to fix, but I can at least stomp them.
I'll hang on to these numbers.
God,
No, that's never good.
that is not
Alright.
good.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we don't know.
You don't know. It could be great.
That is true. At some point, probably he's going to get with Red and show her, like, where the stuff started, where the symbols started, and kind of where they ended.
Okay.
So that way she knows, and also he doesn't feel like he's going crazy.
Okay. Where's my
Yeah, she's for
percentile?
sure gonna try and.
There you are. Drakix, high or low?
Oh, jeez.
Hi.
High? Okay. So you want high.
Yes. You're making me second guess myself now. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
No, always high.
Okay, noted. As you take Red down there and you begin to walk towards where those crates are, you notice 2 individuals are already there.
Oh.
2 familiar-looking individuals.
Oh?
Oh, yes.
Are they the same people that were on the?
They are the same
Like that
individuals
talking?
that you have so far deduced came from Riz.
Uh-huh.
What do you do?
He's going to pull her
I
back.
don't know.
He's going to stop. He's not going to go forward at this moment in
Okay.
time. No, you know what? No. He would actually go forward. He
Okay.
would, because he technically has a legitimate reason,
Okay.
and he would walk with her, and he would say, "So this is where the cargo stays. So you may just want to make sure of that, like throughout the day." And he's saying this out loud as he's walking with her
Okay.
towards where everything else is.
Mm,
Okay. Red, what do you do?
she is going to be walking with him and listening and acting like she's completely paying attention to him, but she is 100% trying to hear what these other people are talking about.
Okay. Need both of you to make me perception checks as you get closer to these two individuals.
Cool.
That's a 14.
Okay.
Oh no, that's a 7.
Okay.
Hopefully you're good at mimicking speech if they speak Elvish.
Oh, we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah.
As you all get, as the two of you get closer, they do notice both of you, obviously, because you're talking in an elevated tone. They kind of shoot a glare at the both of you, and then when you were approaching, it was in common. But as you got closer, they did switch to Elvish.
Oh, tell me.
But with a 7, you are so enthralled in the fact they're speaking a dead language and you're trying to make it out. There's just enough subtle differences in certain verbiage use and pronunciation and enunciation that you can't really make out the true source of the conversation. Drakix, you hear this incredible, beautiful, flowing language just naturally come out of these creatures. What'd you roll again? What'd you say?
14.
14, okay. With a 14.
I wonder, would...
Go ahead.
Because of my telepathy,
Uh-huh.
and since I am looking towards Red as I'm explaining how everything is set up,
Uh-huh.
would I be able to... I know that he doesn't know like the proper tone, like the proper way to say the words,
Mm-hmm.
but in her head, would she be hearing the actual words in order for her to focus on them?
Oh, that is a badass use of telepathy.
That is a very ingenious use of that ability. Let me take a moment to look into it for your race.
Oh, man.
As it just says that technically, let me read it myself now.
No, I'm looking at it
You
right
can
now.
send telepathic messages. You don't need to share any languages with the creature, but it must understand at least one language to comprehend these messages. So,
what languages do you know again, Red?
She knows Elvish.
It's Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
It's interesting. Through the arcane methods that he is trying to convey to you, it comes across as celestial to you, as that is your language of origin.
Yes.
High five.
Right?
But it's still like you're getting broken pieces of a conversation.
Oh, come on.
I will say that since there is a lot of room for chance here, roll an intelligence check, Drakix.
Oh, okay. Wait, no. You...
Like how she's like, I don't have to roll it. Good luck.
Hold on. I gotta get the right dice for this one now.
I gotta find the right dice.
Yep.
That's an 8.
Oh no!
An
Use your
8?
help die on it.
I could. You know what? I will use my help die on it.
Okay.
Oh.
That is a 12, actually. I got a 4.
Whew. Okay. Better.
Nice. With a 12, you are able to barely convey coherent thoughts.
Yeah.
Most of it is pertaining to something that is speaking about the words aren't exact. They come across more as abstract ideas than true language. Something about a battery or a storage,
Mm-hmm.
and something about the barrier.
Does she need to make an intelligence check or something to connect the dots?
To connect the dots, I would say you just don't have enough to go off of. There is
Dang.
unfortunately no room for chance here.
Boo. Okay.
In the future,
I tried.
who knows?
I tried.
Drakex, you,
Yes.
however, with your original perception check, you do notice something that does catch your eye on both of these individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging from the right side of their belt is a one time seen familiar object. You once saw this object in a very particular shop not but about a week ago. It seems
Wait,
to
which
be
item?
It seems to be crafted from some kind of black iron type material, and it is shaped almost like a sword handle. But there is no blade. There is a crossguard. There is enough space for one or two hands, but no blade. It just hangs there freely.
Does he? Shit. And I couldn't buy it either because it costs too much money. Very little. I really should have gone rogue.
No sleight of hand? Oh.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
Does he? Do I? No, I have a +1. Did I think about it? Yes, I did. Does he recognize what that actual handle is outside of the fact that he saw it in Wingata?
No, it just looks like a sword handle. It looks so similar, make and design. It looks decently well crafted. I would say the crossguard itself isn't large or in comparison to what you expect to be on a two-handed weapon. It's just a bit smaller when it comes to the actual crossguard. The handle itself, still easily usable with two hands.
Yeah. So it's a versatile weapon. One or two-handed, swings freely. He's going to This is so hard. This can go either way.
What she said. Sorry, it was there.
It was there. It was. He's going to eventually walk up and just goes, "Oh, were you guys also checking on the cargo?"
They kind of look at you, and then a smile does come across their lips, And now as you're closer, you can get a better look at them. They are, for lack of a better term, just rather attractive. One male, one female. Both of them have just well-shaped, semi-angular faces. They have this kind of longer hair that's just well taken care of. Their clothes are well made, and they kind of both turn to you, and the female kind of smiles. She has this bit of like this purplish like lipstick on with this kind of dark eyeshadow, probably charcoal, something like that. Yes, this is something we procured for our house back home. So I want to make sure it does get delivered safely.
Oh, of course, I understand. I've been kind of making sure during my rounds that nobody's been messing with the cargo, so I'll keep an eye out and let you know if there's anything. I'm Drac. This is my companion, Red.
Hello.
Well met, Drac and Red. My name is Jaska.
Does the name ring any bells?
The name does not ring a bell. It only rings a bell in its structure, just because they're from Riz.
He's gonna nod to her, then kind of look at the guy, just be like, and
Yes,
if I'm
my name is Ulrich. It is nice to meet you, and thank you for keeping an eye on cargo.
well, I've been on many ships where some of the crew tends to liberate something on the way. So I make it a habit of making sure it doesn't happen.
And you can see as he just kind of, when you say those words, it's almost like his sheer presence begins to impose on your form. He doesn't move, he doesn't bat an eye. You just feel it. I see. Well, I thank you for keeping a keen eye out. Hopefully no one cracks this one open, or it would be a waste of good craftsmanship.
Yes, that, not gonna lie, when I first saw those, they were pretty impressive and got me curious as to where I could maybe even myself procure those.
Special crates made in Riz. And he starts. I will continue to talk if you want me to, or I will gloss this over.
You can gloss it over because the moment that you brought that up, I was just like, yeah.
He begins to go into a very boring recounting of how they craft a lot of their woodwork without the use of nails through interesting sculpting of the joints. Like, again, a lot of dovetail type mentality of carving it out, hammering it in place, and then using a wooden shim to make the gap, and then shearing that off and sanding it down.
We also roll insight checks on him, on both of them, because
Yeah.
Sure. What are you trying to glean?
if they are actually giving a genuine reaction to my comments, or they're just like, this prick, what the fuck does he want, kind of thing.
Sure, roll it.
That is an 18.
18. They would much prefer to have your company not here.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, well, sucks to be them.
Well.
He's going to go, oh, that is actually interesting. I wish I could actually get some, but I know that we can't get off the ship when we get to Riz.
It is true.
I also wouldn't mind seeing it for myself. I've heard rumors and stories, but
I mean, there is way for you to come into Riz. Most people do not like the method.
he kind of like tilts his head a little bit, eyebrow raised, like, oh, what method is that?
Red kind of narrows her eyes. She's pretty sure she knows. Surprised Drac doesn't know, but anyway,
No,
continue.
he's saying it anyway. He's saying he's pretty sure he knows, but he just wants clarification.
To bring one into the kingdom of Riz is to have them conscripted to the services of the kingdom. You would be branded and marked with a particular arcane symbol of sorts, and then you are welcome to stay. You probably won't leave much, though, unless war were to happen, but I doubt that we'll ever see.
I doubt that too. We'll be off. Thank you for letting us know. And like I said, I'll keep an eye on everything when I stop by, and I will let you know if there's anything amiss.
And Jaska kind of takes over the conversation. Of course, and thank you for just being around and helping us get from point A to point B. It is appreciated.
You're very welcome. He's going to kind of like bow his head a little bit, and turn around, and just start walking away, though looking at Red from the corner of his eye. And she just hears in her head, I trust them as far as I'm willing to throw them overboard.
Red, make a
She gives
perception
him
check.
kind of, okay. Oh, cool. That's a dirty 20.
As you start to walk away, you hear a very deep voice of Ulrich speak in Elven. Gonna kill him. To which Jaska responds, no, of course not. Let's get home with the cargo. He just kind of groans.
Got it. I gotta stretch my muscles out for this one. Yeah, he's gonna walk with her out.
Okay.
And
who said she's walking at this current moment in time?
She is.
Hold on.
Never mind. Ooh.
I'm debating. Hold on, let me get a wisdom check here from a girl. Okay, all right. Okay, it's above a 10. She'll walk and try and act like she didn't hear that. But it pains her heart in like the worst way.
So yeah,
what are the two of you had?
He would probably know a quiet corner on the ship. Not particularly this one,
This
because
time
it's
of
the
day,
first
you
time
could
he's
find
on
one, yeah.
this one. Yeah. So he's going to walk with her to a quiet corner away from prying eyes and ears. Lean against the crate, lean against something at that point. Just looks at her and just goes, I don't know if that worked. That was actually my first time ever trying. So what?
A bit of it, but they need to get back with the cargo, and that one asshole wants to know if he can kill you. The other told him no. Right. So perhaps we make sure there's nobody down there first. Make sure we have eyes on them the next time we decide to go down there and see what the boxes say. I'm all for opening them at this point. I'm not sure my spell would work because I don't think they have a lock technically. But either way, something's up. Especially with how eager they were to kill at nothing.
I thought as much. I know my instinct. Being
Your
too
instincts
too
were
long
spot
at
on.
it, being too long at sea, and I know I definitely can tell when something's not right. Should we bring the others into the mix? Let them know what's going on?
Of course. We'll need their backup if anything happens.
Well, we do have one problem with the fact that the doctor decided to piss off the captain. So trying to get him out of there is going to be an issue and a half as well.
Very true. We still don't know exactly why he did it. I don't know.
And
Hmm.
Eva is resting now. I don't want to wake her.
Perhaps we wait somewhere out here for them to leave and then go back down?
You can do that. Maybe 20 minutes, you think?
One of us needs to have eyes on the door somehow.
I'm
I'd
too
rather not.
large and in charge in order to not be.
Fine.
No, he's actually, he chuckles at the comment though. He goes like, "I'll keep an eye on it. If anything, I will. Since I do usually am working the ship anyway.
Mhm.
I could keep an eye on it. And if
Right.
you go, I don't know as to where you want to be, but
Would look kind of odd just hanging around on deck, not doing anything. Have something for idle hands.
and he quickly takes out a piece of rope, and he shows her mainly just to say, like, this is what you may want to do when you get up top, checking over the ropes, and shows her the knot that he normally uses to make
Okay.
sure everything is done properly.
Okay. He's free to do.
And with that, after he does that, he's going to nod to her and just be like, let me go keep an eye on that hallway. Moment that they're gone, I'll come topside. I'll go to the bow, stretch out a little bit, head down again. That's when you know the coast is clear.
All right. You do know how to do all of this without being obvious, right?
I've worked the ship enough years.
Okay.
There's always something to be done.
True. All right then.
Okay. How long do you wait?
He gives it about that 20 minutes before he heads back over in that general direction.
Okay. Back to the cargo?
He starts to walk around the area first, making sure like everything in between the cargo and where he is proper. Like there's nothing loose, because even on a ship over time, boards can come flying out if you step on them wrong
Okay.
on the walls and everything else. So he's actually checking all that, and then he'll eventually get to the cargo bay, and he's gonna do the same thing. Cursory glances along the walls, floors, making sure that nails are properly put in. There's no kind of loose board from what it looks like. His eye occasionally like flickering out, looking to see if there's anybody nearby.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Why do you do this to me? Why?
What'd you roll?
That's a 2.
Okay.
Oh.
Thankfully, it's kind of easy to spot somebody in plain daylight or plain equivalent of torchlight. As you now know what to look for and where to look, you do still see the two of them standing there.
Oh, jeez.
Though they seem to be less standing and more investigating, checking over the boxes, checking over the cargo boxes, specifically those much larger crates.
Um,
Are you trying to hide from their vision, or are you just looking around?
give me a minute. I'm trying to think of that one myself right now.
Okay.
Shit. He is. He's going to try to get away from their sight, and but try to, like, in case like they do notice him, like he's working,
Okay.
you know. So I'm gonna roll the stealth.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
With
stuff check.
caution.
Are you wearing your armor right now?
That is exactly the reason why I worded it the way I did, because I haven't decided that. No, you know what? He is not wearing his armor
Okay,
right now.
then you don't roll disadvantage.
I should have. That's a 9.
What?
Okay.
I can't roll for shit.
You
I'm
feel
like
like you're doing
using
a good
every.
job.
Once again, though, he's just like, I'm gonna hide behind these things, but at the same time, try to make it seem like I'm doing something
Oh yeah,
just
absolutely.
in case.
You feel confident you are not noticed.
But at the same time, he's just like ready to be like, oh look, there's a thing here, and just like kind of put it back in place, using a Python in order to kind of like put it in. Like, oh okay, yeah, like, huh? I was just making sure, like, I don't want anybody stepping on this and accidentally, like, this comes flying shit at your face. So yeah, he's just like, you don't see me,
Okay.
you don't see me.
You feel confident you are able to pass it off skillfully.
Yeah. Inside his head, he's just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
I mean, intelligence and wisdom are both a 10. Pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Checks out.
He ain't the smartest tool in the shed, but he's definitely one of the sharpest ones.
After a minute of kind of doing your I'm hiding, not hiding act, I guess would be the best way to put it. They
Mm-hmm.
don't seem to pay you any mind, but they continue to they're looking over the box and inspecting each of them. How much longer do you watch them?
Probably another 30 minutes.
Okay.
Try to also glean if there is a way to open the crate if he sees that that's what they're doing.
Okay.
If he like ever sees them like kind of like open it, like lift up the top a little bit. Try to glean how they did that.
Okay. After about 15, 20 minutes, they both head back up top.
Mm-hmm. He's going to wait another 10 minutes
Okay.
after they leave.
Red, you have been playing the role of not tired for the last 40 minutes.
She's going to be playing the role of not Tyre in various different places.
Okay.
Like, still in the area-ish, but at least making it look like she's moving around and tying different knots.
Yeah, totally. Make an intelligence check.
Oh, jeez. Why are you gonna do this
remember
to
the
me?
knot?
Oh, jeez.
At least you have.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's a 14. She mostly remembers
14?
it.
It's
Yeah.
a little sketchy at times, but you remember what it's supposed to look like. You get there after a few tries.
Yeah.
You have at least the second highest modifier in intelligence. So
Yeah.
That's really sad.
It's okay.
After
We
about,
just needed a charismatic party.
after
That's
about
really what we
40
needed.
minutes, Dracix does come back up.
And like he does, he steps to the bow, stretches it out a little bit, starts heading back, looks at her for the moment, and just goes, "Let's go."
All right. Maybe if we come back in a few hours, I won't be down there anymore.
Well, the let's go is in her head, but yeah. So
In
he
your
heads
head,
back.
in Celestial, you hear, let's go.
So he goes straight back down.
Okay.
Oh.
And keeps an eye out. Moment that she walks in, and he points out he'd walk with her to the box that he looked at and noticed it, and just tells her from which corner to what corner he saw the flare, and then he goes stands by the door to keep an eye out.
Okay. Do you touch the box?
Absolutely, she touches the box.
Okay. The moment you touch the box, you begin to hear this high-pitched ringing sound. As you,
Just me?
both of you do.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they put the alarm
As
so
you
on the
look
damn box.
Over the box, you can
I bumped
see
into the box. What are you talking about?
your hand is where now there's this like silver thread interlaced over your fingers.
Okay, can she figure out how to get out of that? Wait, hold on.
No,
Hold on.
it's just a component of the spell.
Oh, it's just a component of the spell.
Yes.
Cool.
Fuck.
I bumped into the box. What's so wrong with that? I was checking down here to make sure everything was secured. I bumped into the box. Come on.
What do you do?
He is going to. Fuckity fuck.
Donna,
He's going to grab her quickly and just bolt out of there
Okay, you bolt.
Mm-hmm.
with her on his shoulder.
Okay. You bolt out of there. I need you to make a
Athletics?
Yeah, make an athletics check.
How annoying is this high pitched sound?
Oh, you hear it.
That's
I
a
hear it.
10.
Mm.
Why? Why are my dice
That's
just
a
like
10. Okay.
Yeah, that's a 10.
What's your move speed?
My
30?
30.
Okay. So imagine you're probably dashing 60 feet around, but you
Yeah.
grabbed Red over your shoulder.
Yeah.
That's 30 feet around. You're at half movement. I would say for this, let's roll a luck dice.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
So I want you to roll a percentile die, and I'm going to pick in my head high or low, and I will message it to. I'll just message it to Eva.
Okay. Who
If you
Where the
hit what I say, like if you roll high and I say high, it's in your favor. If you roll low and I say low, it's in your favor. So you want to match what I pick.
I understood. I just got to get my other percentile die. I'm going back to digital dice for this. You're right.
I literally just typed it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, nope.
Did you send that to the right place, DM?
I believe I did.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it, so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice gods, be nice to me. Give me what's needed.
just tell me the
Let
number.
me get that. Uh, 92.
Wow. Well, there's your high rolls at least.
Pick low.
Oh,
Yep.
So the luck was against you.
Yeah.
And we'll see what
I'm
happens
done.
when
I'm
we
done for
come
tonight.
back.
I'm done for tonight.
We'll see what happens when we come back.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Until then, we're going to take a few minutes to ourselves, get some water and snacks. And as I say every Wednesday, it's D&D night. Go get snacks yourselves. And we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Welcome back,
Maybe he's
everybody.
not ready.
What was that?
Nothing.
Heard that. Kind of heard it. Didn't really hear it. Whatever. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you went off and got snacks for D&D night. I just refilled my giant glass stein type thing of water. Says I go through a lot of water, apparently.
Yeah, we make him. We all know it's because of us. He can't help it. He's just like these people.
Yeah, I can't drink vodka on stream, so gotta do that.
You would never know if you did.
Oh, you know, trust me.
Oh, I'm sure we would.
Rocks fall.
Trying to be nice.
Everybody dies. Oh man. All right. Well, before we went to break, we kind of watched as two individuals unknowingly set off an alarm, and we're going to pick right back up to it. So, with red on your shoulders, you are able to move 30 feet in a round. You have no idea how long it's going to be before somebody gets down here. Each round is obviously 6 seconds. Is there anything you want to do? Well, you're already using your action to be able to get 30 feet out of it. So unless there's a bonus action spell you want to do, you're probably
None
still
that are gonna help me.
You're probably still about 2, maybe 3 rounds from the door. Red, what are you doing as you're being now carried forcefully by a large dragonborn?
Oh, just in case, she's casting mage armor.
Okay, you cast mage armor with your turn. Drackix, you double down on movement to get that 30 feet.
Yeah, he's definitely taking that
Okay.
30 feet.
The alarm is still going off. Next round starts. What do you do?
He kind of wishes that she had the spell magic, even though I know she doesn't. He kind of wishes she does for this exact fact, but he's still booking it to the frickin' door.
Okay.
Mm.
Red, what do you do?
He has no. Wait. Maybe.
Wait.
No, that is not gonna help me. So never mind.
Red, what do you do?
What is the light in down here from?
It is from a spaced out, what seems to be torchlight.
Mm-hmm.
As you've had some time on the ship now, you probably deduced they're just everlights. So it's not actually fire.
Ah, damn. You know, I don't know. She's freaking out. There's nothing really she can do at this point.
Okay, you just continue to get carried.
Yep.
All right. That's
Do you have anything to boost me, to make me go faster?
You could put me the fuck down.
Damn, she went there.
Listen, his first instinct was,
I love it.
oh shit.
I love it. As you're carrying this female on your shoulder, you just hear her say, "You could put me the fuck down."
Wait, I have to say it in the accent or it doesn't count. You could put me the fuck down.
You see, this is at this point is where I need to actually determine if he would do that literally or not.
Would he put her down?
It's not so much the would he put her down; it's the how would he put her down.
Oh, okay. How do you put her down?
Hmm. He would actually. He's not going to stop, but he does start to like lower her. Though internally, for a split second, he does think of just letting her go, which means dropping her flat on her ass.
Just yeet.
Yeah, but he's actually starts to let her like slowly drop her down. That way, she can at least like start to move.
Okay.
This way, she's on her feet and moving, so
I
that we
would say
both
there's
have
probably.
fun.
I would say there's. You're releasing a grapple. There wouldn't be any like action economy here, so you can have your turn to have the full 60 feet of movement, which will get you to the door that leads down.
Yeah.
Oh, she's doing that too.
You both get to the door. Top of the next round, I need both of you to roll me a dexterity check.
Check. Oh,
A
goody.
dexterity
To
check.
avoid the door as it comes blown open in your face.
I mean, well,
As beforehand, since I technically had my action from the last round.
It would have taken the 60 feet to get to this door.
Oh yeah, never mind. So I wouldn't have. Never mind. Forget that. I was going to try to bless.
Top of the new round.
Okay, dex check. Got it.
Dex check. Start with those, please.
Great. Cool.
Digital or not? Digital or not?
No.
Which way do I go?
I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because red is fucked.
What'd you roll?
6.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay. Drakix, you are first. You are at the door.
Yeah, he definitely would be.
What do you do?
Yep. We left the door open.
Okay.
So he goes through.
Okay.
Checks left, right.
Okay. You don't see anybody.
And he's going. Shit. Which way would he go? Which way would he go?
Let's go. 5.
He would go
4.
towards the dock.
Are you going? Well, you're at the door that goes down.
Yeah. Okay. So he would just jump straight down those damn stairs.
Okay.
He would not really like check in everything, sees the fact that it's clear, doesn't take the stairs. He just vaults over them.
Okay. Red. You're at the door. With a 6, you just narrowly beat the next thing in the order of events.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But you do begin to hear heavy footfalls from above you.
Oh yeah. She's following right after Drac.
Okay. So you just follow after him, nothing else.
Wait. Okay, so with prestidigitation.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what she would do because she would know what to do in an instant.
What do you do?
No, there's nothing really in prestidigitation that's going to help. She can't. Well, actually, no. Okay, so you can make a sound with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long does the sound last?
Because
some of these look like. Right, so it doesn't last for any length of time at all.
No, it's instantaneous.
Okay, cool.
It'd be 10 feet from you.
Oh, that's true too. Well, never mind. She's just gonna follow him down.
Okay.
And make sure that there's like no footprints or any weird shit on the floor behind them to identify them.
Doesn't seem to be, but you're gonna follow him down. That's it. Nothing else.
Oh, she's gonna close the door? I don't know.
You close the door.
Yeah.
As you close the door, you're looking, as you close it, you begin to see the door that leads from the top deck down open in a rushing
Oh, she's diving
manner.
down those damn stairs.
Okay. You shut the door. You dive down. Both of you are downstairs. What do you do?
Book it still?
We're gonna book it. It's just depending on which way, like where do
Oh,
we
wait.
go?
We
They're
can all still
now-
hear this, yeah?
They're now down
I
there.
was-
Eva, you awake to the sight of just down the other side of the
Mayhem.
ship. You can see your two fellow crewmates essentially leaping down the steps.
Can I motion for them to come into the sleeping quarters behind me?
Absolutely.
And question number 2,
Mm.
can I is that door, does that door have like a window or anything I can see through into that cargo room?
No, it is up
Or is
some
it a
stairs.
solid door?
It is a solid door.
Okay. Never mind then. Cause I think, oh wait, not necessarily.
Do we see anybody else down here besides Eva?
You see some individuals who seem to be just, for the most part, resting or lounging about because they're not on shift right now. But for
Mhm.
the time of day, those that are here are definitely resting because they're the night crew.
Okay. They're not
Do any of
rousing
them-
and rushing upstairs or anything?
They're starting to get up and be aware of like what's going on, what's happening. But again, they're
Cool.
coming out of
Yeah.
a sleep, most of them.
I'm gonna try and herd these two into my corner.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, no, he
Mhm.
definitely would head over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just as you get to her corner, the sound stops.
Oh, jeez.
Drac is immediately gonna look down to Red's hand. Is there anything still tied to her hand? As you said that the string did wrap around.
But more like it fell onto her hand. Like as she touched
Right.
it,
Okay.
it went slack.
Okay, cool.
Okay. He kind of he internally he lets out a sigh of relief at the fact that there's nothing tying her
Mm-hmm.
currently to what happened upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And he just he just mutters like a soft prayer, and really it's just him blessing the three of them.
Okay. So you cast bless.
I am casting bless.
Okay, it lasts for a minute.
Yes.
Okay.
So you guys get a D4. Oh no, so an attack roll or a saving throw. That works. Just a precaution.
Eva's just gonna put a finger to her lips, like, keep it quiet, and Eva's just gonna keep an eye on that door at the top of this set of stairs in case it opens. Because if it does, I am holding a cantrip.
What cantrip are you holding?
Minor illusion.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's about it.
Okay. A moment passes as the three of you are huddled around this bunk, these 4 bunks that the 4 of you have carved out for yourselves. A minute passes. Bless fades. Another minute. 5 minutes pass. You see a couple individuals have gotten up, started looking around, yawning, trying to talk to each other, what's going on, what's happened. But no one seems to come
Alright.
downstairs.
He at this moment in time internally, he's just like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And then he just like kind of like glances at both of them in turn and just brings Ava up to speed.
Actually, I take that back. There would be 3 bunks taken for you guys. The 4th bunk, which was occupied, has been stripped and cleared.
Yeah. So he brings the Evo to speed telepathically,
Okay.
and then he looks over to Red and just goes, "This is ridiculous." But now
Alright.
this makes me extremely worried if they put a spell on top of those containers. So at that point, he's going to get up and he's going to look to the two of them and just goes, "I'm going to check topside." And he starts to head up.
Okay. You head upstairs, unimpeded. You are on the top deck.
And he's going to get to work and try to listen and see what is said, found, because he knows the crew is going to talk
There they are.
and try to.
They all seem as equally confused as those downstairs.
Okay. Does he see Ulrich and
Make a perception check.
her? That's a 13.
13. Just looking around. Eventually, you do see them up on the upper deck at the rear of the ship, conversing with the captain.
He's not going to head back there. He's going to keep an eye.
No, please push
Nope.
your luck.
No. I appreciate the offer, but no.
Okay.
He's going to keep an eye, like getting to work, doing what he needs to. Letting Red and Ava figure out what they're gonna do, knowing the information that he gave them. And he's gonna try to stay far, yet within eyesight of them. Well, them in his eyesight the entire time.
Okay. We'll say the rest of that day goes on uneventful. The general consensus across the ship is that there was just a mishap with a bit of an arcane protection on the ship, and it's nothing to be worried about. Over the course of the next few days, each of you are left to your essentially your own devices, aside from you now have another person assisting with the crow's nest, so you have 4 total.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6-hour shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Red absolutely would have told Eva every single detail of what happened, including the part about Elvish and the writing around the top of the box. I'm the dude wanting to kill Drac.
Okay.
Kind of important.
Kind of.
A little bit.
I will say that though short, you do have a couple days of seniority over some of the members that swapped in on the fly. So Eva and Red, the two of you, are able to enjoy a normal schedule where you can be awake while the sun is up and resting while the sun is down.
All right.
Good. Okay.
And Miss Eva, if you would, give me a roll.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, sir. It's that time.
Is that
Mhm.
time?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Since there's only 7 days left in the first week, could I peruse Standard's herbal notes and learn more about herbs?
What are you trying to discern?
Just general knowledge. Get myself more educated on herbs.
Thank
Okay.
God, finally.
Like
Got a
Okay.
good roll? All right.
specifically, like what would be the best herbs for healing potions or just general healing applications,
Okay.
where it's like dressing
You
wounds and stuff
glance
like that.
over some things. Most of what he has when it comes to that is less about making arcane healing potions and more about just making things that assist with healing naturally, like getting rid of infectious wounds, cleaning a wound, using certain plants of various, even like peppers, spices to keep a wound clean, things like that. You don't get a lot of like arcane plant knowledge.
Yeah, and I'll just spend the 7. I don't wouldn't looking for. I'm just looking for plant knowledge in general.
Okay.
So I'll just spend the rest of the week doing that, and then start something new next week.
Okay. Drakix.
Mm-hmm.
After a few nights of and a few days of uneventful, just keeping the ship going, you eventually do find yourself recounting in vivid detail a very painful memory carved into the back of your eyelids.
Mm-hmm.
The ship as you know it, perfectly fine. As you stand upon, let me see if I have it here. You stand atop the deck of the Stardust.
Yep.
Captain Breeze holding things together. The two of you side by side, muscling down on a rope, trying to keep the sail just right. It's a horrible crack of thunder and lightning tears the ship asunder. And you watch as he, again, for you can't count how many times he falls into the cloud ocean. And you're just not fast enough to grab him.
Yep. Sounds about right.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh dear.
For that was a natural 1, by the way, for a total of 3.
Yeah, that was.
For whatever reason, as you've recounted this nightmare dozens upon dozens of times, something takes over your body and you dive for him. You dive into the depths of the cloud ocean, surrounded by thick, thick fog-like clouds. You can barely see your own hand in front of your face. You reach out wildly, trying to find something, thrashing, frightened, scared.
Mm-hmm.
But then you hit something. Something solid. And you wake up in your bunk. You look around. There's Red's things. No Red. There's Eva's things. No Eva. What do you do?
He's gonna take a moment, take a deep breath. He's gonna get up. He's gonna start. Does he see anybody else?
Make a perception check. 19. As you get up and you pass the threshold of the 2 bunks on each side, your vision temporarily, just for a moment, cut off by the blockage of passing through the bunks. You see the chaser of constellations as you've come to know it. But where there should be a crew lounging, relaxing, there are these spectral, semi-translucent individuals, each of them wearing what appears to be extremely extravagant clothing, robes. Each of them have this kind of like anywhere from shoulder to mid back, long wavy hair. Their face is very angular with almond shaped eyes. Their ears tipped in a manner you've never seen. All of them seem to just be unmoving, as if frozen in time and space.
Would he have heard of this kind of anomaly on the Cloud Sea?
I would say there are few and far between tales. Give me a history check to see how much you would have gleaned. Oh, you'll still get something, but it's going to depend how much you get.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
As best as you can recount, there are a couple of like sea shanties, mostly like legends or myths about when, especially when like cabin fever takes you.
Yeah.
People see these things. But again, it's twisting the same thing as, sky mermaids and sirens and things like that.
He doesn't discount it. He doesn't. Instead, what he does is he kind of, as he's about to step forward and realizes that they're there, he gathers himself for a moment and he puts his hand to his chest. Almost as if he's like trying to grab something
Okay.
that but then he remembers he hasn't had it in a very long time. And he takes a deep breath. He offers up a very quiet prayer for clearly these sailors who have lost their way. And then he kind of like also at the end
Outside
of
of that
that bows
19,
his.
you would be able to tell they're not sailors. They're just dressed too well.
Well, the fact is that they're also ethereal, which means that
True.
they've died at sea, at the clouds. So therefore, they were sailors in a sense, because they did sail the cloud sea. But since they are ethereal, he knows that they've died, and that's the part where he's just like, for passing on the cloud sea, he would offer up that prayer.
Okay.
And then he'd bow to them, and he would start to head out to look for anybody else. But also making sure that as he's walking, he doesn't disturb them.
Okay. As you are
Now, if
walking.
they stop him, that's a different story.
Right. As you are walking, you do catch something off to your left, in between the bunks, tucked away. You see a familiar blonde-headed female curled up on the ground.
Ava?
Eva, you may
And
respond. As you find yourself not needing to satiate a thirst, but you still find yourself walking this realm of dreams.
Before I respond to Drac, a question for you, DM.
Sure.
Is this scenario that I find myself in familiar? Or is this something that is not from my own experiences.
It is familiar, as this is the second time you found yourself on what you believe to be the Chaser of Constellations and inhabited by these strange spectral type creatures. But this time, there's someone physical there. A coherent
All right.
voice of Drakix says your name.
Drac?
He's gonna kind of kneel down and kind of like holds his hand. That's like, are you all right? And she could see the fact that he's calm. Like none of what's going on around is just like affecting him. It's like it's not bothering him. So he holds out his hand, just like, "Are you all right?"
Uh, yeah. So I'll get to my feet and just look around. Oh, this again.
What'd you say?
Come with me, and I will lead him through the ship again.
Okay. As you begin to move through the ship, you get about 3 or 4 more bunks. And there's this familiar avian type constructed piece of equipment hanging from one of the corner posts of the bunk. And as the two of you look to this bunk, you can see a resting, maskless doctor.
Doctor? He kind of like walks over and just poke. And he's poking his cheek.
Doctor, as
Poke,
sleep
poke.
has come to find you, you begin to feel this abrupt pressure against your right cheek. Not your mask, your face.
Wake up, look around.
Drac just like kind of like head tilts like.
Do I see
So
Drac?
that's
You do.
Okay.
so that's 3 down. Now where is our fiery bundle of joy?
What's going on?
He kind of like
I look at Eva when I say this.
Eva is
Yeah.
ignoring that question for the moment and reaches out for the construction.
It is his mask.
If nothing else, she's going to take it with her.
Okay. Almost like
Just-
how you would hang a mask on the end of a bedpost. That's kind of essentially what he's done, or someone has done.
Yeah. You won't need it, but if you want it, here.
He'll take it. He won't put it on immediately, but he'll take it.
Okay.
Just come. We'll probably find Red on the way. Trust me, it's a regular occurrence.
I know.
Oh, trust me, you haven't seen anything yet, Doc.
Drac just quietly mutters under his breath.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought that I'd end up here.
Doctor look to Drakix. You get used to it.
I will try and take them topside again,
He kinda-
knowing exactly what I'm going to see when I get up there.
He
Okay.
kind of like he smiles and nods to the doc, but not in a way to accept his words, but also knowing the rumors about where he is, especially the spirits that he's seen, he's not really. He's following them, but he's paying more attention to what they are doing.
Uh, Doc has no clue about spirits and that he is assuming this is another dream.
Okay. This is going to be an interesting mechanic I'll be introducing tonight.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Okay.
Eva,
Yep.
as you lead them up the door, the stairs begin to almost cut themselves in half. What was once a decent, 15, 20-foot long staircase is immediately reduced to just 3 or 4 feet.
Yep.
And as you walk up
Which
to the door, you can see it is a plain, nondescript door you're very familiar with seeing on the Chaser constellations. But something within you seems to be festering or boiling up, welling up within you. Something different, something new as you have come to walk in this place. I need you to roll a D100 for a dream surge.
Ooh.
I need to pull up my table.
that is a 91.
Oh shit! I think that's very
Hey,
good
look
for
at that.
you.
I got a 92 before and we got a 91 now. How nice is that?
I don't know how his drink chart's set up, so we'll see how good that is.
I agree.
While he's busy looking that up, Eva's gonna
Wow.
turn to the two of them and
Where do you want to go?
just.
Well,
She's expecting the deck that she has seen many, many times before. The
Where does
same
Eva
scene.
want to go? You almost have this thought as you reach for the door and you touch the handle. You feel for this briefest moment that whatever lies beyond this doorway is completely within your control. Where does Eva want to go?
Wherever that individual resides.
Okay.
okay.
You open the door, and all of you, sans red, find yourselves standing in this incredibly, immaculately made, glistening marble palace. Hues of stone all around you. But within the stone almost seems to be an ever moving night sky molded from this stone, as if they took the sky itself with no clouds and gave it shape of stone. Varying degrees assist in the shading and coloring to help differentiate columns from walls, from ceilings and floors. Lights hang from this incredible large expanse of space, and it's just the most beautiful, incredible thing any of you have ever seen. Eva, for you, off in the distance, there is a single, like a fireplace with one chair. It's back towards you. The fire at a low light, probably 30, 40 feet away. What do you do?
Real quick, can I make a perception check to see if I have any sort of recognition of where I am? Like, not necessarily spatially, but like, is this a place I've been before? Is this a part of the world that I've been in before?
You have never seen anything like this,
Okay. Good
but
to know.
yet part of it feels familiar, as if a locked away memory or something buried deep within your mind.
How well lit is this room?
You can see decently. It will say it's like dim light.
Okay. I'm asking this. My mask is not on right
Yeah,
now.
it's
so
dim light throughout.
Okay.
Like you can see out to your as far as you want, but it's all dim.
Mhm. Doc's just gonna look at Eva and just be like, I assume this is somewhere you've been?
Not been, but will be. I'm gonna start walking towards that throne.
It is a high back chair made of a tightly stretched red leather lined with what you can imagine is hundreds of gold pins to keep it stretched in this manner. It's the sounds of your feet clack, 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 echo throughout this space. And again, it is endless. It is just pillars and floor. As you draw closer, you hear a book snap shut as a hand extends out over the edge. Thunk. Well, well. Nearly a few years, and you've already found your way here. Rather interesting. The figure stands and circles around. For you, Eva, this is a familiar individual. For the other two of you, you see this probably about 5'11", 6 foot tall, dark haired individual wearing what looks to be some sort of a well tailored suit. Mostly pale skin, very present, elongated fangs, and just kind of holds himself with a bit of upright nobility. I certainly didn't think you would be able to master this already, but I wonder if you've mastered it or just stumbled here accidentally.
Doc's gonna put his mask on.
Okay.
Jack is just going to wait for Eva.
Okay.
He trusts her, he believes in her. She also hasn't given him any reason not to. So at the moment, he's going to let her lead
Okay.
and move accordingly.
Eva, what are you doing?
Interesting question that I have. Do I have like any sort of connection to this person? Like, I understand that there's history between us, but I'm talking like, can I feel this person somewhere in me? If that makes sense.
Um, it does, and you do. You sense this when you focus on what it is that changed you physically, what it is that gave you your hunger. That those are the focuses that bring this individual into mind.
Okay.
do you do?
She's just going to stand where she is, and I am going to ask him, who are you? And what the hell do you want with me?
You know who I am. I made you. And your purpose will be shown. For now, master how to walk. And he just waves his hand, and you are shunted from this space.
Just her or all of us?
All of you.
Mm-hmm.
All three of you wake up at the exact same time in your bunks.
Oh, I'm in bunks. Okay, didn't know if I was permanently arranged into one of the beds in the infirmary or not.
Well, you're in your end, yes.
Yeah.
But for the overall story, the scene that would be played out if it's ever, drawn,
Mhm.
all three of you wake up at the same time. Of course, only Drakkix and Eva can see each other.
His eyes snap open, so she would see that. If she wakes
you
up,
both
she would-
sit up forcefully. The three of you sit up in bed, awake, like you are. It is not like you wake up. No, you were like kicked in the chest back to your body.
Yeah, he takes a moment and just looks over and just goes, "Is everything okay?" He kind of like looks at her and just goes, "Are you okay?"
Kind of just try and shake off whatever the hell just happened, because that's never happened before. And gives out a very low growl of frustration. So close.
Is what happened?
Is Red down here with us still asleep, or is she
She's still
out
asleep?
of her bunk?
Unless she wants to be roaming in the middle of the night, it's up to her. I won't take away player agency, but I would assume and guess she's
she's
conked
sleeping.
out. Okay. There's like a tankard half empty next to her. No, I'm kidding.
Right?
That might be
She
true,
would be.
actually.
Rum, please. More rum.
Great, now we've got an alcoholic
Mm-hmm.
who deals
There's
with
always
fire.
one.
Who deals with
There's always
fire?
one.
Perfect.
Yes.
I love it.
You're welcome.
No, I'm gonna let Red sleep. I'm going to get up and half like not drag out of bed, but definitely try and encourage him to come with me, and I'm gonna go find Doc.
Point of reference. The standard still sleeping here, or is that a one night thing?
Since you have been moved here, he moved out of here.
Good. Once I wake up, I would unlock the door and sit waiting, brewing coffee.
Okay. With that, that's where we'll end our episode.
All right.
Man, that was
God
a
damn it.
wild ride. I wasn't sure where you were going to go, but you rolled that high. It was up to you.
Mhm.
Good to know.
That will
I
be.
got what I wanted out of that, but it wasn't enough.
Oh, it's more. Can we just play a few more hours? Come on. Well, I'm glad you had fun, guys. I really am. Makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's going to be it for today's episode, and we're going to do something really fun here. I had mentioned it before. I will mention it again. We're going to go raid a very good friend of mine, Sax Theory. He is a fantastic streamer. He does a lot of variety things. He is incredible on just about any instrument you can think of, but he also plays a lot of Destiny 2. And right now, he is doing a charity stream for the launch of Destiny 2's new expansion, Lightfall. So we're going to go raid him. We're going to show him some love. When we get over there, just spam emotes. If you don't follow him, please follow him. He has a lot of great content, and he's got a great charity for a great purpose. So we're going to skip over there and say hi to him. But for those of you here, thank you so much for being here. I feel like I can decently speak on behalf of the entire table that we obviously love all of you, and we're just thankful to tell these stories to all of you. Is that pretty much about right, guys? I got that
Yes.
pretty good. Yeah, I figure as much.
Oh yeah.
Well, I look
Definitely.
forward to seeing how they handle this new mechanic. If you haven't guessed, a huge theme of this campaign will be in the Dream Realm. So it's going to be a lot of
Interesting.
fun. Oh yeah, it's going to be good. As long as I can figure out how to do this raid channel properly, we're going to go say hi to Sax.
All right.
Oh, I can't. Oh, he's playing New World right now. Let's go. Let's go say hi to him. Start the raid. Make it happen. 8 seconds. I know how to do this, guys.
Oh.
He's learned.
He's learned.
There we go.
There you go.
Yay! All right, that's fantastic. I'm gonna go get on my iPad and just spam emotes from there.
There we go. He sees it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just gonna do what's my favorite emotes that we have? Oh yeah, gotta do the D20. VIP. I'll just alternate those. That thing he has is so cool. The electronic sax. That thing blows my mind.
Oh yeah.
That's
Nice.
really good.
Did you guys like the session?
Yes.
Yes, it was great.
Nice. Very
Right.
happy.
I spend it. I was going. You know, I'm going to spend it every week between sessions trying to figure out a way I can break a mechanic so you can try to work it in for me.
I'm fine with that.
Because I have a lot of downtime with this ship right now.
That is true.
Yeah,
You
you
do.
do. Yeah. And it's not like you guys. It's not really like you guys are gonna get attacked. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready if we do.
All right.
I was curious, actually.
What's
Is
that?
there a way